Yo, real quick, before we get started, this episode is just four lifelong friends catching up, talking wild, and telling stories that probably really shouldn't even lead a group chat. All jokes, all vibes, no filters. The thoughts and opinions you hear are strictly from each individual, even though I know they talk about me. So don't come for the whole squad. If one of us, me, is up here wilding, sit back, laugh, and enjoy. It's the circle, you heard?
Uh, man, we just gonna jump right back into it, man. It's another week here with the crew. Y'all know what it is. Introduce
Episode
yourself as
five.
always. What is this?
What's up?
What
What's
was
up?
Episode five, baby.
episode five? Okay. Mm.
Yeah.
Before we go on, just want to let the viewers know I was late the first week, right? These niggas been late every other week and nobody saying nothing about it. So I gotta speak on that.
We don't see
Because
you on
I got reprimanded when I was late. Motherfuckers was like, oh, we had to wait for him, this and the third shit.
Yo, you just like so I edit, right? Which everybody knows that I edit. And I was gonna let you rock, but you said the N word and curse in the first 30 seconds. Now I gotta beep it out because YouTube don't like that.
Okay,
Look at you killing me.
let the record
So
show
now,
that
Doc, no. Now, Doc, the time you was on time versus the time I got to spend editing your curse in the first 30 seconds.
now you know that ain't even something that you really gotta do all the way like that. We not gonna skip over this. I was late one time. The rest of this times I've been waiting on y'all. I'm just saying.
I was a
I'm
few
just saying.
minutes late. I was a few minutes
Bro,
late.
what time? All right, so what time did I jump in the room?
Probably like 9:02.
So if you get to work at 9:02, you want your boss telling you was late 2 minutes?
First of all, I'm not your boss. Second of all, when it comes to this, if I'm making sure that I'm 10 minutes early or 5 minutes early, I think y'all need to do the same because I don't do the early stuff. I usually come to work like within my grace period. I use my grace period.
Well,
So
it's a
let's
Even if I'm there, I
establish
don't
that
clock
we
in
all
until my
have
grace period is almost over. I'll wait until my grace
no,
period is
no
almost over
grace
to
period.
clock in. I'm gonna get paid the same.
nah. Tell him, big ass. Go ahead. Yeah, tell him
So
exactly
right
what I was
now,
about to say.
let's establish we all have a 10-minute grace period. All right.
All right, so that we can establish that right now. But before right now, y'all was late.
So what?
I'm
But
one
bro,
step
hold
at
on.
a time.
Hold on. Let me ask you. You was able to get in the
Right.
room, right? By yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to get in there. It just said waiting on host. That's it.
All right. So how you think you got in there? Who set the room up?
Mm.
Gene, you didn't even know I was
Nah,
there.
who set the room up?
But you didn't know I was there. That
Nah,
don't count no more. You didn't know I was there.
who set the room up? Okay.
Gene, okay, you set the
Okay.
room up.
No,
Okay, you got that.
all right.
But if you don't know that I'm there, you can't
Nah,
use that no more.
when you was in school and you got to the classroom, right? But the classroom door was open, the lights was on,
When
and
I
something.
went to class,
Hold on. Clearly, we know you didn't go to class. But what I'm saying is, whenever you did attend, right? And let's say you just so happened in some magical world to be the first one, right? And the door was open, the lights was on, and something was written on the chalkboard, and the teacher wasn't in there. Was the teacher late, or were they there before you?
yeah, you late to the
Nah. If
class.
the lights are on and something's written on the chalkboard for you, that means that teacher was already prepared before you got there.
All right, what period are we talking about then? Because you gotta go with the periods.
Let's get specific.
Because if it was fourth period, you still late. You can't write on the chalkboard and then expect for us to come in and really follow the rules. Be here.
All right, 10-minute grace period, unless we got to start doing fines to go towards our merch.
There we go.
Oh, I'm with the speaking of merch. I got somebody out here that makes like clothes and stuff, but like I wanna like you already make like merch and stuff, like clothes and stuff, Gene. So we don't even need him. We need to get a
Oh,
circle
okay.
shirt with our
I could.
logo on it. It's something that we wear
All
each
right,
week.
facts. We'll
Let
do
me
that.
design it. Because look at
No,
my
no, thank
style.
you. No,
No,
thank you.
No,
no,
no, no, no, no,
no,
no. We
no,
got the logo
no.
already. That's going on there. That's the design, Sean.
And,
Absolutely.
You can't
and you
design
know what I
nothing.
like about this, right? Because I see, obviously, like I see this like for the foreseeable future, right? Just speaking things out there, like just imagine when we make the first iteration of the shirt, like it's gonna be a classic because the logo's gonna change. Like we know the logo's gonna change. Like if y'all know us, y'all know like for us the logo was just like a representation of how silly and slash serious we are because it don't look
Right.
like us at all. But but
Right. He got me look like Josh said it. He got me like a Spanish janitor.
and, and Big S ain't got no beard. He's straight bald. He look like he don't need to be nowhere around no playground after 3 p.m. So
Damn. I wouldn't go that hard. I wouldn't go that hard.
look on the logo. Look at the logo. Look at the logo. Do I need to minimize us so you see?
Yeah,
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Sean. He do
Yeah,
got you up
yeah.
there looking like To Catch a
Nah,
Predator.
nah, nah. So what we all right. So look, y'all. Episode what's this? Episode 5, week 5. We got man
Episode
a couple of
5.
things to talk about. There's a lot been going on. Actually, some topics we probably waited on for just more news and stuff, just to see what's going on in the news cycle. But before we do that, man, like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate the love. Y'all already know. When y'all see me looking down, I'm looking at my crew, my family. I see y'all guests right there. How you doing? Appreciate you. Right. Before we get, I want
So
to give
this
a shout out to my baby boy turned 1 last week. You know what I'm
shout
saying?
That's
out.
what's up.
Kai
Shout
Berry
man.
had
You out here, you 1 year old. Now you need a
yeah, he
job,
eat a
nigga.
lot. He do need a job, man. He need a job. Beautiful weekend with the family. You know what I'm saying? Out of town. Josh is doing things with his lovely family right now. You see, he's not in his normal space, and kudos to him, man. He brought his laptop on
Looking
the road.
real ominous
Yeah,
right
he brought
now.
his laptop on the road, man. He said, "Nah, I'm not gonna. I want
Yeah.
to record this week, and I know it's appreciated by all of us because we could have easily said, okay, cool, no problem, but he said, nah,
Nah, I ain't saying cool, no problem. He
nah,
better
nah,
have.
nah, nah. Nah, he with the family, but shout out to you, your lovely wife, and your family. Gotta appreciate her as well
Appreciate
too, because
that.
speaking,
Shout out to the fans. You know that.
speaking of lovely wife, you're not married, JS, but don't you got something to say to somebody? I forgot. Oh, I almost forgot.
Mm,
Hot.
Nah,
mm,
I almost forgot. Yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah. Hold on,
mm.
All right.
before you
All
even
right.
start,
Look,
shout out
people.
to you, friend of the show. You know who you are. We appreciate you. JS, don't you got something to say?
Look. All right. I'm gonna just say
Yeah.
this, okay? I speak, and sometimes when I speak, I just let it flow top of my head. So the things that I say don't necessarily come out correct. So when I said lady I'm around, I really meant the lady in my life. Okay? So I apologize for if it sound crazy, but I had my skinny juice, you know what I'm saying? And it just flowed.
There you go. Maturity, man. And look, I know you're gonna see this. We know you're gonna see this. We had conversations offline like brothers do, and we spoke about it. And hopefully, know what I'm saying? Hopefully, cut my boy some slack. You know what I mean? He recognizes you, and we know that you recognize him. You know what I mean? All right. So, with that being said, man, where y'all want to go?
It took everything in me to do that just now. I don't like apologizing, but I'll apologize when
All
I'm
right.
wrong.
That's maturity. We love that. That's the beauty about it. That's what
I told you God was working on me.
working
I
on
got
all of
something
us.
for y'all.
What's up? Where we going,
Let's
man?
start all the way in the South in New Orleans. 10 escaped inmates. How this happened, y'all? How this happened?
I don't know. You the Fed. You tell
Hey,
me.
so we already caught 4.
We.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so what side you on? What side you on, man? I want y'all to know I'm on
I
the
ain't gonna
Fed.
lie, so I'm on your side, but I'm not on the
So
Fed
listen,
side.
man.
I just so happen to have somebody in the Feds that like I gotta be on your you my guy. So
Yeah, so 4 of them are in jail for murder.
Yeah.
oh we gotta
Now,
you I'm glad you got them
well,
niggas.
no. I don't think those guys have been caught. It's still 6 left.
Yeah.
Still 6 left
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Huh,
So around 1 in the morning, these guys escaped, ran out the side door. Nobody noticed until cell check at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
every CEO should be fired.
But yo, you know what's crazy? What I'm thinking about? right? Like this, obviously they stupid, right? I mean, whatever. You probably doing life,
They're not stupid. They in jail for
bro.
murder. They tried to
But
escape.
imagine you the dude that's in there. Imagine you the dude that's in there that's not up for murder. You're like, oh my god, I just got 2 years left. But you know, if you don't leave, you might be the next one to get poked up.
Yeah.
Like, like, bro.
But if you try to escape, you get a 7-year mandatory joint that go on top of your little. If you got 2 years left, just
Yeah.
sit there.
I'm not
Yeah.
leaving.
Nah,
For
you
me, I'm not
you be
leaving.
leaving Earth though.
Nah, listen, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be in solitary. I'm gonna ride it out, but I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, just keep on spitting on the CEO. Go to solitary. Do
You
your
sound like you
time.
got experience. Keep spitting on the CO. He knows exactly what to do.
Yeah, if you spit on the CEO, they gonna put you in the
Well, I used
shoe.
to work in the jail too, so I mean, I was in
So
there with them.
you said how did this happen, right? So
Yeah,
man, when you look at the when you look at the escape route, it looked like it was just some pipes and opening back there.
yeah. That's
But what you gotta understand is that New Orleans, they got guns inside their jails in New Orleans, so they can escape. They be going home partying, they coming back. I seen a documentary on that shit.
They got hey guys, we got
Yeah, we
yeah,
lost
Josh is
Josh.
experiencing technical difficulties. He's on the road, but he'll be back. Yeah,
I'm
but
back.
yeah, you
welcome
know.
back.
All right, Josh. Good shit. You came back right away this
So
time.
hold on. Looks
Yeah, I'm
like they
back.
got out a
Yeah, I'm back.
20,000 reward. Now I want to know if I see one, and now what just happened?
Sean, you're a fed. You can't be a snitch no
No.
more. It'll be snitching if I
I'm
seen one and turned
asking
them in.
in general. In general, is this snitching?
If you a street nigga and you tell that you seen another nigga, you snitching. But if you a civilian and you seen one of them escaped convicts, then you can tell.
And get my $20,000? I'm telling all of them.
Even though a lot of them street niggas is gonna tell too, they gonna definitely be like, "Yo, hey, listen, man, that's 20,000."
20,000, 20,000, man. I'm
Okay,
telling on
20,000
all of them. I
is
stand by
attached.
that.
20,000, you can move. You ain't even gotta be in the same area you at. I'm gonna go do something else somewhere
I ain't
Yeah,
even
else.
in that
yeah.
area. Shoot, I might just head down there.
Well,
Like,
who's
I
gonna
see you. I
but
see you.
but how dumb you gotta be to like escape jail and go home and get fly? Like, bro, you was trying to get. I mean, you probably knew it wasn't gonna last long, but it's like, yo, like,
Nah.
I don't know what to
Is it
say.
about the?
If you escape jail and your plan ain't to go to another country and get away from the judicial system right here in the USA, then you are retarded.
They should have been out of Louisiana that first 4 hours gone.
Well, the
Oh,
thing is,
For
they had an
real.
8 hour window, an eight
Yeah,
hour
that's what I'm
freaking
saying.
window, and they didn't take that chance.
8 hours you had to get away from the same area you at, and you still got caught. You deserve to
absolutely.
get caught.
One of them went on Instagram Live, just like
No way.
talking smack. Yeah,
No
he went.
way.
One of them went on Instagram Live talking smack, and then he got caught. He's one of the people that got caught.
That is horrible. Okay.
They,
He deserves it.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there very quick. I'm set tripping, right? I got East and West Coast on. See, I got a custom made hat that got Biggie on it with the Coogee print, with his Coogee sweater print underneath the brim. But I got West Coast on my chest. You know what I'm saying? Boys in the hood. Trying to bring us together.
All right. I got flowers.
All right, y'all done? Y'all done with that fashion? Y'all done with that fashion?
I'm just saying, like, talking about retarded criminals, they need to be on World Dumbest, not on our podcast. You belong on World's
So
Dumbest.
what do you think
True
the timeline is
TV.
though? That all right. First of all, do you think they're gonna catch all six remaining, or you think they're gonna be on America's Most Wanted?
They gonna catch him.
go catch him.
They gonna
They
catch
gonna
them.
catch him.
Only the dumb criminals are in prison. You don't catch the smart
Look,
ones.
and they only gonna put them on America's
You don't
Most
catch the
Wanted when
smart
they
ones.
catch them, and
So
they gonna show the chase. That's it. They not gonna put it out there now to let them know that they looking for them that
He said
hard.
only the dumb criminals are in prison.
am I wrong? Like,
I mean, hey, he knows it. Like
You wrong actually, because some of the criminals that's in there got snitched on, and they're not dumb. They just got somebody that could
Yeah.
tell on them.
Well, we gonna
What do you
We're
think
gonna see
about
what
that?
happens, man. But speaking of prison, right? Did we talk about Tory Lanez last time getting stabbed? Right, we did.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not
No,
sure. I don't think we
no,
did.
we
I think
didn't.
we did it on the
After
after
hours,
hour.
okay, but for obviously, right? Everybody that's watching, that's like at this point, that's old news, right? Because the news cycle is so frequent. But something else that did come out current today is that I forget, is it the DA that's asking
Yeah,
yeah,
the
is asking
DA.
Governor Gavin Newsom to pardon him. And I think I sent y'all that link.
No, the DA is not asking. The DA that was there on the case is they actually
Yeah.
railroaded him, and there was some like the people that's there are asking for him to be pardoned.
Nah, hold on. Cause it was you right as well. I think it's multiple things about it, bro. Let me see. Yeah, so Congresswoman, sorry, a Congresswoman. Anna Paulina Luna is demanding Gavin Newsom pardons Tory Lanez. And it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy because listen, man, I want to make this very clear for all of our woman watchers, right? Our lady audience.
Mm-hmm.
He all right, Tory Lanez, what was he found guilty of? Let's start there.
Shooting Megan Thee
No,
Stallion.
that's not what he found guilty of.
So what was he
I
found
believe it was
guilty of
reckless
then?
endangerment.
Because the bullet to Megan Thee Stallion's foot.
Yeah, but they didn't. There was so again, it wasn't really a. The charges weren't really like for aggravated assault or anything. I don't believe with that, right? Which that would be the case, right? I really think that I believe they got him on having a gun, which he shouldn't have the gun right in his possession, and reckless endangerment. Now, remember, during the case, they couldn't find residue on his hand, all right, gunpowder residue. But the first point I was trying to make is that, again, for all my ladies, if like they found him guilty of reckless endangerment, which some people say he shot Meg, and if that's true, he should be in jail. Absolutely should be in jail.
For
Now,
assault with a deadly weapon, not reckless endangerment though.
yeah,
I
now
don't know how
with
you got
all
10
these,
years for reckless endangerment, but all right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, but now with all these new updates and everything come out, what would y'all say? Oh yeah, he actually actually he did get sorry, I apologize. He did get assault with a semi-automatic firearm, possession of a
Mm-hmm.
concealed unregistered firearm, and negligent discharge. That's the one I was talking about. But yeah, they did get him on the
Mm-hmm.
assault as well as if he shot Meg. My fault. I misspoke. So
Yeah.
with all this new information though, does that change your opinion on anything, or you think it's just like smoke?
You know what? At the end of the day, with all the information that came out, it still don't add up to me. Tory Lanez is in jail for not being a snitch. Period. Point blank. She got shot. He didn't do it, but he didn't tell. And because he didn't tell, you got to go. Because you was getting blamed for it. And if you're not going to tell us who did it, then you're going to sit up for it.
What you think, Josh?
I agree with what Jay got said because he follows the street to the code. And the street of code is you don't snitch, which is what he did. So he took the rap for it.
Well, Big S, obviously, I know you're probably going to differ because
I
it's
think he's a fool. That man is a dummy. He gonna take the charge. What? Get out of here. I
But you
didn't do
got
it. You want me to take your charge? Nah, you better
no.
man up. You better take this charge. Take your own charge. What is wrong? Like,
So
what is wrong
you're,
with that thinking? Nah,
but
I didn't
the
do
thing
it.
is, you're absolutely right. Everything you say is correct. But Tory's is a street. He's a street dude. He's a street nigga. He
No,
follows the
he's a
street of
jail
code. He's about
nigga.
that
You
He's
life.
a
can't say
jail.
I'm not playing today.
He's
You
jail.
don't get the chance to say I'm not playing the streets today. You don't get that.
That and he's rich. Either way, he's still rich.
He
So
ain't on the
he still
streets.
got
He
money.
ain't rch. He's got a commissary.
Nah,
He
because
is
Tory Lanez
robbing
did have
too.
them Jones out there. He had guns and
He,
stuff. They know about him in
okay.
Canada to America. They know about
and
him.
he's still
Let's get something straight though.
he's
What
still
Tory Lanez should have did was said, yo, to his lawyer, because his lawyer should have been paid handsomely. Yo, you better find out exactly what happened in this and put it to the forefront. I ain't got to snitch. You got to find out what happened and put it to the forefront.
I'm
Go
going.
ahead, Big S.
I'm saying if you are my man's, how you gonna let me do time for you? Ain't
Well,
no
it
way.
was two ladies. It was two ladies. So
Yeah, it was two ladies.
Yeah.
The ladies was best friends. Tory Lanez was just the added person in there.
He took, yeah.
So his man didn't let him go to jail. Tory, Meg Thee Stallion and her best friend let Tory Lanez go to jail. Why would they snitch on each other?
so all right. So a few things that always made me. It was a look, man. I just here we go. All right, because one thing I hate for sure is believe all women because women lie.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. You better not.
Okay. I was like, where you going with
You
this?
better not believe all women.
I hate.
Now,
I
women
hate.
women are naturally great liars. Like they know how to play it off.
I love women, so I'm not gonna talk bad about them, but I do not think
Men
that
are
all
dogs,
women
women
are
are
lying.
cats. We shit
Hold
and
on.
leave it. They cover
Hold
theirs
on. What I'm
up.
saying is that saying about believe all women, and then even some time ago, the Me Too founder, right, as a black woman, right, she said she doesn't believe all women either. That's not what Me Too is about, right? Me Too is about survivors or victims, whichever. I don't like to say victims, right, because that speaks to still being in that spot, but survivors, right, to show their strength after going through that situation. She said she don't believe all women either because women are human, right? You got to go through the due process and see what's going on. So I say that to say is that when you have an eyewitness saying that the two women were fighting, you know that they were fighting, right? He says the other guy shot in the air, but that he saw a spark come from the car. You know that both the women were sleeping with Tori, right? And during the trial, why was Kelsey granted immunity?
Mm.
Mm,
Like, if you didn't do anything,
mm.
why do you need immunity?
What you need immunity for, right?
To pin it on someone, to
That
put
was
the
that was
blame
a
on
big
someone.
that was a big
And
red flag for me. And I know a lot of women don't want to hear this, right? But absolutely, Meg The Stallion's sex life does matter when you get on national TV and lie to Gayle King, because if you say you didn't sleep with Tori, that completely throws the bounds of the case off when you guys in fact did have an intimate relationship.
see, this is the things that I heard about that. Tori was trying to hit it, but she wouldn't let him.
Dude, she testified and they in court. She said they slept together.
Oh, see, I didn't see the court case all the way, so I didn't know what
Anybody,
she said in court because I don't like watching court or jail
anybody,
shows. Like I'm
anybody want
good
to
on
fact
that.
check it?
I don't know, because I don't know a whole lot about
And but why y'all fact checking? That believe all women things should have already been in everybody's mind. How many times did we watch daytime TV like Steve Wilkos or whatever like that? And a woman completely made up something on a man, completely made it up, and still tried to stand there and say, "I didn't make it up."
Yeah, she
Yeah, it looks like
she
Jean. It looks
admitted.
like I read here. It looks like she was fact checked. She admitted to lying
Yeah,
about sleeping with him
yes,
in an interview
Oh,
the
so
other
that's what
day.
she did. She lied about sleeping with him.
right. So, and I'm not even trying to like. I hate it because obviously it's like she was shot. Something happened to her horrible that she has to keep reliving. So I even hate like sometimes doing that. However,
She put herself in it.
but
Why?
because
Shoot, I don't
it's
feel
cause the
bad.
pause. It's like, man, it's like, do we have the right person in jail? That's all I want to know. Like, do we have the right person in jail? And when all this stuff keeps
No,
coming out,
we
like,
don't, and I don't feel bad for her because at the end of the day, you had the wherewithal to try to pin it on somebody else that you know didn't
mhm.
shoot you. So feel bad for
Well,
what?
listen, they were all in like a drunken stupor, so maybe she really
I
thought
don't
that.
care.
Hard to tell.
I
Yeah.
don't care. She didn't believe it. She admitted to lying on him. She knew that it didn't happen when she said what she said.
She admitted to lying on him.
She didn't want to get her homegirl locked
She
up.
admitted to lying on him. When?
Yeah, like saying that she didn't sleep with him. She admitted to lying about
Oh, yeah,
sleeping with
yeah,
him.
yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you can go that far, then you know what was happening that night.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. We're gonna see, man. But again, Tory, unfortunately, he got stabbed like 14 times in jail.
Yeah,
Um, like survived,
had his lung collapse and everything. They had to rush him to a doctor outside of the
like
jail.
survived. Thank God, because no matter what you think of a person, like you don't really want to see death. Death is. It's forever. That's permanent. So we got to be
You know
careful
what's
with
you know what's crazy?
that.
You
Yeah.
know what's crazy?
I gotta
What's
admit
up, Josh?
something here. Nah, go ahead, Josh. My fault.
No, you good. It's the fact that he's still coming out with bangers. He's still coming out with singles, despite
Yeah.
what happened to him.
Yeah. I listened to his last.
He dropped new music while he was in
Yeah.
jail.
He did.
Yeah,
He did
he's
a
been
whole
coming
album.
out with songs. Yeah,
I didn't
Me
know.
neither.
yeah, he's been coming out with songs.
Hey, the album's fire. Y'all can be mad at me if y'all
It
want. It's
is.
a good album.
Yeah, yep. Sorry, not
Now,
sorry.
Tory Lanez is a good artist. He's a very good artist.
Yeah. So
That man can sing
yeah,
and rap and
it's a
write.
lot of conspiracies around why he's in jail, right? Or why this stuff happened, but we'll save that for another moment.
Mhm.
Y'all want to stick with the jail stuff? Y'all want to go somewhere else because we can talk about more people in jail.
Nah.
Nah, but wait, before we even move off this, what are we talking about? When are we gonna make women accountable for their bullshit? If she's admitted to lying about what was going on with them, when are we gonna say, Meg, you fucked up? You're a fucked up individual.
I agree with that. I think all women that make false allegations should have to serve at least half the sentence
Yep,
that I
The time you
yep,
got that person.
yep, yep. I agree.
Or matter
if
of
it's
fact,
found,
y'all
if
gotta
it's
flip
found
flop.
out,
No, what
it
we
should be
gave that
false.
person, we're gonna give you because you lied, stinking bitch.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
not doing that.
hey, hey,
Ladies, if
hey,
it's false,
My bad, my bad.
hey, man.
ladies,
Hey, take a sip of your juice. Damn.
Why so much emphasis on?
Damn. Yo.
Nah, that lying stuff is crazy for real. Like you getting people's lives
I
ruined
agree.
for a lie, and nothing happens to you afterwards.
Yeah, it's like,
It's
man,
very true.
I should be able to come home and fuck
I
you
think
up if it's known as that it was
I
a
think
lie,
men and
and I should be
women.
able to come home and put my hands on you without being socially
no, we don't
criticized.
condone that. Let's not say that.
No, we don't. We don't condone that. I'm
But
sitting here. I'm talking shit. I don't put my hands on women. I can't. I don't know how to. I'm a softie. I walk away. I walk out and I take scratches and everything, and I
but
walk
listen,
out because it's like
we,
it hurts my
it's not
heart
the
to see
first
a
time.
woman be hurt.
It's not the first time we've seen this, unfortunately, right? I mean, look, for something that everybody knows, we could go all the way back to Emmett Till, right? Lost his life because a woman lied on him, right?
Mhm.
And the
That
white bitch got to die at home.
that's yes.
Yep.
That's super dark, right? But we also could go to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And she was
Yeah.
and she was dropping deuces in the bed, leaving them for him
Shitting in his covers.
like
Stinking
like
bitch.
no, she really did go
Literally.
on that. Like how crazy do you have to be as a forget being a woman, how crazy as an individual do you have to be to do that? Like you lay in that bed with him. Like what are you doing?
She knew she was leaving. She was like, "Oh, this Johnny Depp, he could afford new sheets. Or we out of here. I'm out of here anyway. So fuck that."
Hey, Jonathan Majors and his girlfriend.
That man
That
ran
nigga should have seen this coming. This
volcano.
your first fucking movie, nigga. Like something that's the first shit that got you noticed, and you gonna take the first thing that came to you.
Hey,
He had a lot of movies,
how
but
far of a
Yeah,
block he ran down?
he had a lot of movies. I ain't gonna lie, he ran like 4 Manhattan blocks. That's a long way.
Yeah, yeah. He ran away from her, and
And
she chased
shoes.
after him.
And dress shoes
And
at that.
yep, and she chased after him, and yeah, he still got in trouble.
But I agree. To go back to your main point about accountability, man, I always say it's true because the thing is, well, most people, well, I'm trying not to generalize because I don't want to isolate anybody, but F it, whatever. What women don't realize is that allegations ruin a man. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's guilty or not. Once it comes out as an allegation, he has to start from a whole nother point in life. Whether from rock bottom, half of what he built, none of what he built, like you could never start the same ever. Like, like
Like, and it's a
Jonathan
fact.
Majors had to
Like,
go sit down, bro. He had to go sit down. He had three of his movies didn't come out that was supposed to come out. Only Magazine Dreams came out. He got dropped off of Disney, right? Prematurely, unfortunately, because of those charges, right? And even with that video, he still was found guilty of like reckless whatever. It's like, yeah, what? What?
like
He ran
how'd y'all
away.
do that?
He ran away.
And
Not to it.
what to what you were saying, G, you were saying when the allegation is made about a man, it don't matter if you're proven innocent of the
Yeah.
allegation. People
Right.
are still gonna look at you that same way with the
Mhm.
allegation eyes.
Look at Michael
And it's
Jackson.
fucked up.
He was never found guilty of anything, and a whole bunch of people still accuse him.
And they still
And
calling
I
him a
stand by Michael.
weirdo. He touched them kids.
Ain't no kid.
Yeah, Mike is my guy. He told my Mike I punch you in your mouth. Everybody else, just stop playing with Mike, all right?
I stand by Mike.
He was the
There
closest
is,
thing to an angel
there
we
is
had on
not
this earth.
1 ounce of me that thinks that Mike ever touched a kid ever.
Me neither. Me neither.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, look at my boy. What's my boy Corey? Right. Remember Corey that grew up in Hollywood? The white dude. Corey Feldman. What's his name?
Yeah. Corey Fetterman or something like that.
Yeah. Like, look at him. Even Macaulay Culkin said nothing happened.
Never. Yeah.
Corey said nothing
Yeah.
happened. Heck, yo, I'm gonna keep even bringing something current. The rapper Ab Soul was in Never Neverland because Michael Jackson had some treatments that Ab Soul needed when he was a child. He said, "I never seen none of that stuff." And this is a dude
Right.
from
Come
Compton.
on.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we got all these worlds of people that's being honest, and then I hate to say it, bro, because like y'all gonna be mad how I tie these two things together. Y'all gonna be mad, but just bear with me, okay? Don't judge me. Just let me finish my thought. All right, the parents, when they become money hungry, you get situations like Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. And the major
Mm-hmm.
difference, of course, is that R. Kelly was sleeping with these children. However, those kids' parents were auctioning them up to that man for a chance at whatever. Because there's no way you allow your 13, 14-year-old girl to be with a grown man on his tour bus,
Preach, tabernacle.
right?
I'm not saying free R. Kelly. I'm saying lock the parents up too, because
Right.
they was sex
Def-
trafficking
definitely
101.
don't.
And when they couldn't get paid no more for it, they got mad.
Right. Definitely don't free R. Kelly because he did what he did. What I'm saying is there were
Yeah,
more aiding parties than R. Kelly. You don't get to do all that without people helping you out, right?
Yep.
So
come on
now
now.
we think about back to Michael Jackson. He had all these suits, all these accusations, and nothing was ever found. They could never ever say he did it. No true child came to the stand and said Michael Jackson did XYZ.
Wait,
True.
let's go. One of the kids that said that he did it told the truth later and said my parents told me to say that.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
And still Michael couldn't live down that whole child
Yeah.
molester
It's still out there.
persona. Like, stop
Yeah.
playing with Michael. I'll fuck y'all up for Michael. All right, I'm just gonna say it like that.
But it's just overall what we're talking about is accountability, right? Where does accountability come in?
Accountability.
Like again, if and I always say it's crazy because I'm in a couple of group chats and we see stuff and we're like, oh man, it's horrible. Like especially when it's like obviously most of the times like when it's a man that does something to a
Yeah,
woman
you
or
cheating on us, Gene? You in a couple of group chats? I only got one.
all right, brother, focus. Right? Like when the story comes across that a man is alleged or accused of doing something to a woman, right? I'm always like, yo, like this is just an allegation. We have no facts. It's just he say, she say, his word versus her word. And I'm like, I always say, and this is why I give cause to pause for anybody, because I'm like, yo, y'all know me. If something came across the news headline that said Gene did XYZ, and it's a salacious headline, right? Do you believe it because it's a headline, or do you let due process take center stage?
I
You
would.
talking? You asking me personally? Because
I'm
me
just saying
personally,
in general. That's
I'm
what I
gonna say
always.
Gene ain't do shit. I know him.
But that's what I
What y'all
always.
saying?
This
If
guy.
he did do that, somebody did something to him to make him do it. Now
I
what happened?
Sean got your back.
I
That's good.
appreciate it. I
But
appreciate it.
I'm gonna say, hold on, let's wait, let's hear
Yeah.
all the evidence.
Right.
That's not how the internet works. As soon as it's a headline, everybody's like,
It's out
"Oh,
there.
you heard this," and I'm like, "Wait, hold
Yep.
on one second.
That's crazy.
Let's listen to the evidence." evidence.
And that's why like
He said
people like
Evelyn.
the reporters and journalists, they need to be held accountable for, because they care about the juicy story. All they care about is what happened, and then they're gonna twist the
Exactly.
narrative around.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
That's
is
all they
this
care
is
about.
crazy.
leaving out
Yo,
detail.
Sean,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front, because some things, like, it's not far fetched to believe that I did, but you gonna wait for due process in order to be like my man's ain't do that?
Not me, not me,
Not
Gene.
listen.
Not me.
So if it's Gene, no. But I'm just
No,
saying in general.
yeah, but nah. Gene said if it was him in the headlines and they said some salacious shit about him, like, what would y'all do? He
I went
used
back
him.
to in general how people are on
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Run with the
Nah, but
headlines.
you didn't answer
But
the question straight though. What
fine,
would
hold
you
on.
do
Let me
if it
answer
was a
it.
salacious headline
Let
about
me answer
Eugene?
it. Let me answer. I'm gonna say, ain't no way that Gene did that. It was probably Sean.
Yo, you know what's bugged out?
I'm messing with you.
You know
I'm
what's
messing with
bugged out? You know what's bugged out? Y'all can believe a lot of shit about me, right? But don't believe nothing that I didn't tell you I did. You
you.
feel me?
That's
Because y'all
right.
know me. If I did something, I'm gonna tell you I did it. Because I
Yeah.
don't feel like I was wrong.
Oh my gosh.
If
So
it's me, sure, if you did something, I'll be like, he probably had a reason to do it.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He
say
Right.
probably
I'm
had a
gonna Gene do it.
reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand by
All I'm
you, Sean.
saying is, run up on Gene. You're gonna have to run up on me too, because I'm a rock it on everybody for any one of y'all.
I rock with it. I rock with it. That's the vibes. That's the vibes.
That's my
Um.
son, Godfather, right there.
Yes, sir.
My boy got his name in the middle of his name.
Yeah. Facts.
We did have one more jail topic.
Go
Antonio
ahead.
Brown.
Oh. Oh. He didn't.
Oh
He didn't. He
Oh,
didn't.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
arrested.
It's now
Now
no.
he got released.
Yeah. He
Oh,
got
okay.
released. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he
I
he
got
didn't
got
see
released.
that.
arrested, but he
Yeah.
didn't get convicted.
Yeah. He wasn't really
'Cause
like.
when you get put in cuffs
Yeah.
and drove down to the station, you was arrested.
Yeah, he was
Yeah. Yeah.
arrested,
Yeah.
but so they
Tell the
not gonna
story.
Trust
file
me, I know.
any charges on him or
Well, tell the story first for people that don't know.
who me?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So hold on, let me get my notes real quick. Whatever, I'll just wing it. So
Yo, no being professional and shit. I
Antonio
ain't writing
Brown
nothing
was
down.
at a boxing event, and then at the end, apparently, he got jumped for his chain. And then
Mm.
right after that, when everybody ran off, he ran off, and allegedly he got a gun. He went and he fired some shots.
Mhm.
And everybody knows that you can't run off and run back and shoot anybody because then you go into jail. So I don't understand how he wasn't charged. Somebody give me some details that I missed.
They
Because
must have
apparently I
chalked it
missed
up
some
to
shit.
his CTE. Because I don't
Ah,
know. Like,
ah, ah.
You can't even tell if you got CTE till you died, though.
nah, he got CTE, brother. We could tell. He got CTE for sure. Like an extreme case. He's the first that we know that's like walking, living CTE. Like,
Nah, it's always walking, living
oh,
CTE
I
cases,
mean,
but
we
they
could tell.
can't
We could
like technically diagnose you with CTE until you die. So we can't really say he got it. We know Antonio Brown got an attitude problem.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? We know he not playing with nobody. So with him getting jumped, he got the strap.
uh, so
Yo, what's
so
up?
apparently those dudes never seen him play football or didn't know that he's not mentally stable because he he was he was like breaking tackles, bro. Like
He
he
held
was
his own. I tell
he
you.
was so
Oh,
Like,
he was so
right. You
out of his
know what I'm
mind that he
saying?
kicked his own security in the face.
oh yeah. I was about to
He
say that. Yeah,
did.
he kicked his
He
own
did.
security
He
in the
Like,
did.
face. Yeah,
and let's think about this.
I was about to
Antonio
say that.
Brown is not the biggest guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? And he was going over the
Yeah,
middle,
right. You
catching passes and like challenging people that was
these
coming full
pro
force at him. He's not
these
someone
pro
to really be
athletes,
playing with.
especially somebody like Antonio Brown that could still be playing in the league, bro. Leave them alone. And you know he been,
Yeah,
and
leave
y'all
them
know he's
be. If you see T.O., don't say nothing. If you see Chad Ochocinco, mind your business. Chill. These niggas
Yeah,
got
like he
hands.
like AB don't care. Why out of all people you could have tried to rob a chain from? AB, you really don't pay attention to the news cycle. He's not the biggest guy, but he's not the
But he
most
don't
mentally
care.
stable guy either. So,
Yeah, he does not care.
Right. You ain't gotta be
what
the
you say,
biggest guy.
Josh?
Look at me. I'm smaller
I
than
said
all of them. I wish somebody
I
would
was
play
saying
with
that
me.
AB does not care. This is the same man that also was smacked. Like he was, what was it? He smacked the security guard's ass. Like that's like a fun and joke, but he got pressed charges for that. It was like
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago. But
yeah,
that just shows that he just doesn't care.
You sure that wasn't Odell Beckham?
yeah. What you say? You said what?
Nah, I'm just saying, because Odell Beckham is going to do some shaky shit. I love him as a receiver when he
What
was
he
with the
going through?
Giants, but, that sounds like some Odell
Oh,
Beckham behavior.
nah. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, man. Shout out to AB. I mean, listen, guys. Again, don't go get your gun if people leave. Like you just gotta leave it alone at that point. Keep the
Mhm.
strap on you. Keep the strap on you. So
Right.
when it happened, you could, you know. But you know,
Ah, that back. You know what I'm saying? Don't go get it. Be like, what? Fouls. Stop
like,
playing with me. I always got it
he
with
was
me.
at a boxing
You
event that
bugging.
Aiden Ross, the streamer, held. Right, Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, listen, man. How do I say it? Right? Like Aiden Ross, he is who he is, a successful young dude. I'm not a fan of him because he
Mm-hmm.
just
Who is Aiden
look
Rose?
him
I
up
don't know who
later.
he
I don't
is.
really want to give too much detail on
Okay.
him, but
Yeah.
No, what did he
streamer,
get
He's a
famous for,
streamer.
though?
He's a
That's all I
streamer.
need to know.
streamer.
Oh,
He's one of the
streaming?
world's famous streamers out right now.
Okay, because, all right, I just need to know that because, like, after Gene finished talking, it helps my
Yeah,
next
he's a
statement. Go
streamer, but
ahead.
yeah, he's just he's not my cup of tea with some of his things, and that's okay. It is what it is. So, but what I was saying is that you go to one of his events, man. Unfortunately, you gotta know there's probably gonna be some goofies out from time to time. So,
See, what I was going to say is, in this internet age now, streamer parties and stuff like that and like events, that's the new house parties. There is no house parties no more. These are the new house parties. Bring your strap, my nigga.
hey, we're not encouraging violence, but
Not encouraging violence. I'm encouraging defense. Don't do nothing crazy if you ain't got to, but have it on you because you don't want to have to run to the car. You see what happened.
y'all want to still talk about accountability, or y'all feel like we done? Because
I got a lot to say
I
about
got
that.
one more
Look,
thing.
I can talk about women's accountability all day because men, we know how to take accountability. It might take us a second right quick, but we do it. But women can't take no accountability. Even when they admit that they wrong, they had to be somehow
So
a
can I
little
ask?
bit right. Like you
I
gotta
want to
be
make
wrong with them when they admit that they wrong. Yeah, I did, but you did too. And it's like, yo,
justifying
bro, I already said I did what I did. Like, why you
facts,
can't take your
facts. So
shit?
yeah, sometimes. So I want to ask a question to the group, to the panel, distinguished gentlemen, and also make a statement. Right. So with all the updates we've been hearing now, after about 6 or 7 days of this Diddy trial, right, the trial that has the country by storm, probably the world by storm. How much after what we heard, which is now right, we can say it's facts because it's being testified in court, right? After what we've heard, these details, and I'm just bracing myself because I don't know what kind of answers I'm gonna get. After these details we heard, how much, if any, accountability do we assign to Cassie?
All right, before I answer, I'm gonna have to just let you know I really ain't been paying attention to the case.
So don't
I like
answer that.
learning on the fly.
You let these
What
Let me
this
go
gentlemen.
bitch was
first.
saying?
So, what we've been hearing is that Cassie said some stuff in her testimony, but then when she got cross-examined, it turned out that it was a lie. So now I can't trust her. I mean, I hate to say that, and plus, I don't think that she was all that much a victim now as she was a part of it. She was asking for guys to pee
Right,
on
she
her,
did.
and then after her and Diddy split, 2 years later, she sends him an email that says that she will always be in a freak off with him and all this stuff. I'm like, well, hold on. You're supposed to have.
Yo, she's cooked.
So I don't know. I don't. And then she also said that he used to make her have these freak offs on her period. But then the lawyer, he proved in a message that Diddy would ask her when was her period to plan around it. And then she wrote back, it's okay. I'm going to miss it this month. So I'm like, hold on. Either he forced you or he didn't appear.
Fuck you
However,
plan on missing your period?
let me just say in her defense, if she had said that she wouldn't be on it, and then all of a sudden it came, and then he forced her, that might have happened. So I'm not going to say that.
Yo, she don't got no
Right,
defense.
right.
She was
Hold on,
fully engaged in
hold on,
every
let me get Josh,
fucking
man. You say you
thing.
ain't been paying attention. Now you got all these thoughts. Let me get Josh. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta speak for the people
No, hold on,
who
hold on,
learn
hold
at
on,
the
hold on. Wait,
same
wait, wait,
time.
wait 1 second. Well, let me just clarify this too. I do think that he beat her. I do think there are
We saw
yes,
that.
yes,
Well, we
there
seen
are
him beat her.
domestic violence charges. However,
Yeah,
human trafficking,
she got
I
paid for
don't
that
think
already though,
has been
so you
proven
can throw
yet.
that out.
Yet.
She got paid for the ass whoopers already, so we cannot even look at that.
What's up, Josh?
Uh, I'm gonna just say this straight off. Cassie is nasty, simply because like I don't know any other chick that enjoy getting peed on or peed on someone else. Like
Oh,
I
I do.
don't understand any of that, or the fact that she sounded like a victim at first, but then you put her on the stand and she's admitting, like while she's with her fiance, now husband, that she's been messed around with Diddy. She's been at his freak offs while being married. I'm just like, yo, you just made yourself the made the situation look even worse and worse. Like, it's really hard to believe you. Like, who's to say that you didn't get Stockholm syndrome all of a sudden?
Okay. All right. Devil's advocate.
Yo, that fucking husband
Hold
about to
on.
get alimony. That's why
Hold
he
on.
married
Devil's
her for
advocate. Well,
real.
they got $30 million already. So from the civil
Shit.
suit. Devil's advocate. All right. So because I know what I want to make sure we don't have any ladies on the panel, so I want to try to make sure they have a voice, right? There what about people that will say, well, she was groomed, right, from the age of 19, and that when a lot of people are groomed, they do develop Stockholm syndrome, right? To where they start to become the participant and they start to become the one that engages or initiates the acts that we might deem as freaky or wrong or whatever.
You
And
know,
and hold on, and connecting that point, right? Because Sean just said like, "Yo, this is not a like if it was a domestic violence case, like we know for sure, like throw him in jail like 2 weeks ago, right, and keep him there." But what I think they're doing as far as this, because I believe Cassie was granted immunity. I think the racketeering case, to Sean's point, when he said she became more of like a willing participant, that might be who they try to tie into the criminal organization for RICO and racketeering. When you think about the sex trafficking or soliciting prostitutes and drugs of that sort, because other than that, I know we just finished week one, so we definitely got a long way to go, 7 more weeks. We got to see what evidence they're going to present that you can charge a single man as a criminal organization, because that's what a RICO is a criminal, like it has to do with a criminal organization, right? So so what do we
oh,
say to the people that say, well, yeah, she was participating because she was groomed, because she was scared, and she already knew the outcome if she did not participate in these freak offs. That there's a case for that
now,
too.
now, I'm glad that you said all of that because this is what I can say to this. Okay, even if you was groomed, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. So once you finish being groomed, if you didn't like it while you was being groomed, you would try your best to stop it after
That's not
being
how
groomed.
grooming works,
But
Sean.
Man, listen, you can't groom somebody that like to be fucked by
Yes, you can.
everybody.
Yes, you
Come
can.
on.
You can.
Yes, you
That's how they
can.
do with little. That's how they do with little
Bro,
kid.
that's
And
what,
if they didn't like it the
bro.
whole time, when they get away, they're gonna still like it. They're gonna come back to you to
Bro,
do it
that's what
again.
trafficking pretty much is, unfortunately, right? The real
No, trafficking
listen,
is like you trick somebody to come in here, you got them
yes,
high, and you sent
yes,
them overseas.
okay, okay,
They don't
but
have to be overseas.
right, it don't
They
have
can
to
be
be.
there
It could
still.
be any.
So it don't have to be like you said. You flew them out, or you pay for their
No,
traveling expenses for
no,
the purposes of
no.
sex.
It could just be you move this person from this spot to this spot to participate in that act as a part of it. It's
Okay,
not flying or anything. It could literally be take somebody from house number 8 to house number 12,
so you move them 6 feet beyond their
right?
will for the purposes of sex,
But
whatever. Kidnapping and sex trafficking go
right.
hand in hand to
But here's
me
my
anyway.
point.
But at the same
But
time,
my point is, hold on,
she
because you said something that I want to make sure we clear. We could disagree, which is fine because I do disagree with that. That's how that's how
mhm,
grooming works. Like, yeah, okay, you put somebody on some substance or whatever, right? You start to get them, you start to adhere them to the program you want them to be on. Okay. After a while, unfortunately,
mhm.
that person becomes, hey, Christina, that person becomes a
You
Hey,
said.
hey,
participant. Hey, hey, we had a guest on
Sorry.
the show.
She, sorry. She. We packing for tomorrow because we're
It's
leaving
all
tomorrow
good.
morning.
It's all good. That person, right, after a while, in most cases, yes, because of the substance, they do adhere to the process, right? And they become groomed. So now let's say they have these activities where buyers or Johns, whatever, come in and this girl's doing it. Because look at like a pimp, right? Like women pay
mhm,
their money to this man and they go do these acts. Now after a
mhm.
while, and you will ask yourself, why would you pay a pimp? There's some sort of grooming that happens there. Even as an adult, you still can be groomed into that. And you know what the outcomes are if you pay or don't pay XYZ. So I don't even think you could say, oh, after you're groomed, you know what you like and what you don't like. Not really, because you have things that were ingrained into you that you don't know.
Okay. Now, what I'm gonna say to that is pimping
What's
and
up?
what they got going on is something totally different. See,
Yeah.
women go get pimps for protection. Like he can protect them while they're out there doing these dangerous acts in cars with God knows who.
Hmm.
That's what their pimp is for. But once she got away and then started hitting him up to be a part of things, you lose your defense of being groomed or scared or forced to do.
No, I don't think
She
so. But
needed immunity because she probably, like, I don't know if she did
Two
this. I don't
years
want to put this
later,
out there like she
G,
did this.
what's
She
up,
needed
big guy?
immunity because she probably helped manipulate some of these people that got sex trafficked by Diddy.
What's up, big
They
guy?
needed her testament to get him.
they broke up
Yeah.
in a new relationship.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, she's still
Okay.
writing him.
So what's the professional timeline on grooming going by?
Well, if you're getting
Um,
groomed, you don't move on to somebody else. You
can't
stay with the
answer
nigga.
that. But once you are out of there, I mean, a year later, you should start to realize, hey, I wasn't in a good situation. This wasn't good for me. I was on drugs. Now I'm in a new relationship. I'm happy. Why am I trying to go back?
You know the key word you said?
What?
Should. Should.
Yeah, yeah, should. You
So
that was my opinion. Like she she
But she
shouldn't
felt the need to get out of there for
move
a
in.
reason. She got out of there, and then still wanted to be a participant of it. She can't
And
she can't use that on her side.
all
You
right,
had a whole other guy. You
let
was
me
in a
read
whole other relationship. You was
so let
good,
me read some
and you
key
still hitting up Diddy talking about I'll always be part of your free calls. You like that shit,
So
nasty.
let me read some key things, right? And again, this is just good dialogue. Like I hear y'all. Like I hear y'all. It looks bad. She went back after a year or two. He violated her, and then you still went back willingly, right, to have intimacy with him.
Her
Now,
husband's
when
a
you think
strong
about,
nigga to hear all this shit and not bounce.
hold on, when you think about grooming a person, right? Here's a breakdown of some of it. All right. So you asked 2 years later, building trust and connection. Just think about somebody you have a connection with. How long did it take for that connection to go away? And think about it. We never dealt with anything that Cassie have dealt with, at least to my
Exactly.
Lord willing, right? So how long did it take for us for that connection to leave, like to really, really, really not think or care about that person? Think about that. Just
Okay, and
think
I
about
hear
one
what you're
percent.
saying, and you right. You right, because like when I lost when I lost that on somebody that like, I really cared about, like I was hurt for a while.
What's a
But
while?
the difference
So
is
what's
I
a while?
wasn't like I was fucked up for at least a year or some change.
Yeah,
But
say yeah.
but at the same time I wasn't getting fucked up neither and made to have sex parties.
Okay, that's my point. That's my point. That's you're making my point. That's what I'm saying, right? You had a good relationship or whatever that went sour. As a man, you're saying it took you about a year and a half. We know that
Mhm.
biologically, women are designed more so to have that connection live within them. You don't
I
think
don't know
so?
if that's true.
You, because,
I
because
can't I can't speak to a woman's point because I never got whipped out in my relationships to be like feeling like I can't speak to whether or not I would go back to somebody that was putting their hands on me and put me through all that trauma because like I didn't go through that. So I don't know what her mindset was. Only thing I
exactly.
can say is if I was being physically, mentally, and emotionally hurt in a relationship, there's no way when I got away I'm gonna go back. No way.
You as an individual, but many do, unfortunately. What you think, Josh?
Uh, as far as that, I mean, I agree with Jay has said because I've never been hurt physically, but I have been hurt mentally. But at the same time, like I'm not going back to that person
I think you
because I've
guys
been
are
hurt
just
mentally.
think you guys are just being men right now. You guys are just mansplaining. That's
Well,
what
what
it
the
is.
fuck else we
But
supposed to be, Gene?
Just
so,
mansplaining.
but it is different for women, especially because for some reason women when they go through stuff like that, some not all women, but some women they feel the need to go back to it because they stack their comfort space. I know it's weird. I
But
don't get
she
it
was
either.
with somebody else who made her feel secure. That there are
But
men
some,
masochists who like to be put through pain. There's some niggas who get beat on, people. Yes, there is some men who get beat on.
yeah,
I don't know how that happens,
yeah.
but it
No,
happens.
it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It
It
does.
happens
People are
because
different.
you don't hit the woman back.
But
You
at the
just
same
yeah.
time, I'm not feeling the same pain that a woman would feel if a man smacked her. I'm stronger than this woman that's trying to put their hands on me. I don't
Oh,
feel the same pain, so it's cute. You got a
so
little attitude. It's cute. Go sit down.
so physically you don't feel the same pain. Do you think mentally, emotionally you would feel the same pain or connection as a woman?
I say yes. I
Look,
say yes.
he's
I do
stuck.
believe that a man could feel the same mental and emotional while they're getting hit on. You know what I'm saying? Because let's think about this. We use women's past to say, oh, they probably was treated wrong in the home when he was growing up. Well, this man's mother probably whooped his ass his whole life. So he's used to a woman putting his hands on him and loving him. You know what I'm
Who you say?
saying? Like let's say a woman grows up in a home where she's being physically abused. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she's more likely to accept physical abuse when she gets older, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, what about the man that gets his ass whooped by his mother all the time? That's a woman abusing him.
Okay. Yeah.
But when you get older, you know you ain't about to do this shit to me.
Yeah. Look, I hear y'all, and I'm not really trying to argue against the points y'all making, right? I'm trying to give y'all two sides of the coin, right? Because guess what?
Hmm.
No matter all that stuff you guys just said, you know what the response is going to be? Diddy groomed her. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Once you coin that term on something, and then you throw in, all right, let me go down the list since you guys act like you don't know, right? Then you throw in the 17-year age difference. Then you throw in the influence. Then you throw in the money. Then you throw in the power. Did I say influence already? Then you throw in a lifestyle
Yes.
that she never dreamed of.
And then I'll throw nope, because then I'll throw in
That could work against her. Yeah.
when she met Diddy, she was already dating an
Ryan Leslie.
older executive
Yeah.
producer. She was
So
already
she had
in
a
that
Ryan
lifestyle she
Leslie.
was used
She
to
already
already.
had her own money. And then all this stuff happens now. She's getting into drugs. She's having these parties. How much of this is on her? Although
Exactly.
I'm not excusing Diddy.
Goes
He
right
did
back to
her.
accountability, right,
He should
Sean?
be in jail. He should be in jail. But what blame is on her
Exactly.
for staying and then trying to go back?
And if we're
You
gonna
know,
put some blame on her, then you got to scale back the years you're gonna give Diddy. Because come on now, I'm not gonna get. If I was gonna give you 10 years for what you did to Cassie, and I realized that she was like joining in on it, all right, I'm about to give you like 3, 4 years now. Like you still gotta go to jail, my nigga. That was crazy. But
but at the same time, how many other people has he groomed? Cassie wasn't his
that got
only
away.
quote
They
unquote
left.
victim.
Jennifer Lopez.
Like Jennifer Lopez,
Well,
like
well,
Justin
let me.
Bieber.
I mean, but again, no. Here, hold on.
Hold
All right,
on,
Biggie, hold on,
let
hold
me
on.
speak
We
about
can't
That's
do that.
Bieber
crazy. You said
because
Justin Bieber. That's crazy, Josh.
because
Can't,
I'm just
can't
saying.
do
he
that
already said
about
that
allegations,
nothing happened.
right? And
Yeah,
and and again, we're going back to what we were just talking about a couple of minutes ago. See, that's how allegations happen because
yeah.
we're assuming, right? Until these people, if there are more people, come out and file a suit or whatever, we got to leave it where it's at and just
Okay.
speculate
Well,
and have think points. That's it.
look,
It's crazy.
I'm just waiting for him
They can
to
pay
name other
people to come
people.
out and file a suit, though.
What you say,
Come
Josh?
on now, like it don't cost nothing to get somebody 10,000 that's
You
broke to
gotta
come out and
think.
be like, yeah, he did it to me too.
What you say,
I'm
Josh?
just waiting for. I'm just waiting for him to start name dropping people because he's not taking this rap by himself.
He's not gonna name drop anybody, bro.
So
And
Diddy has
Oh,
been
he's not
around
going down
a
dolo.
lot of artists,
Diddy
right?
He
is
ain't
gonna
going
take
down by
some niggas
himself.
with him.
He's taking
Yo,
somebody with him.
he's been around a lot of artists. Like he helped
Hmm.
Usher, he helped Bieber, he had making the band. He's been
mhm.
around all these people.
112
Drake,
Mace.
I'm
Yeah.
Motown,
starting to think
112,
Mace was smart. He went to church after what he
there's
seen.
there's
26.
been a lot more accusations already, but a whole bunch of people went to
The Diddy
these
parties.
parties.
Yeah.
We've heard about them for years.
Forever.
Everybody knew about him. Everybody's like, you ain't never
And you
been to
was
a
a
party until you went to a Diddy party, but then the after party and then the after party. Everybody knew about these parties. Everybody knew about these freak offs and stuff. They were
But
just parties. Then now it's something nefarious. Now I want to hear
and they
all the
went
details.
multiple
I haven't
towns.
made I
but
haven't
here's the
made up
thing.
my mind yet. So
You haven't made up your mind yet, you said?
yeah,
About
no.
what? About what?
If he's guilty or not, I want to hear all the
Oh,
evidence.
No. That nigga
oh,
guilty. My
no, no,
mom
But
made
here's
up.
the
He
thing,
guilty.
though.
I'm just saying, don't act like you
wait,
didn't have a part in it.
wait, he's
Nasty.
guilty. He's guilty of what?
Them Diddy with the baby oil as drugging people. Some of that shit. Some of them niggas he got in there. He wasn't supposed to be in there. He got them.
And you have to think about it. He
Who?
also
What
had
who?
politicians and governors
We
in
don't
there.
know
Yeah,
them. Like
governor.
Who,
it's innocent people that was hurt in this type
are,
of stuff.
who
Now
are
the
these
ones that
people?
frequented his party, your case is dismissed. Get out of here. But your
So
testimony
he
was
had,
needed because we know that this nigga was in there drugging folks now.
yeah,
How
because
do we know that?
he had there was like not videos and pictures of him with like government officials and politicians. Even one of the
Oh
princes
yeah.
from freaking the UK was there. Like he got powerful
Yeah.
people in his back pockets.
Prince
Yeah,
Harry.
TD Jakes in there.
Wait, what?
Wait,
TD
who?
I didn't know
Jakes was at
that.
the Diddy party.
He went to a day party, man. It was sunlight.
Nah. TD Jakes was at the Diddy party and he had shorts on, listening to rap music. What you doing, Pastor? Huh?
Hey,
I
do you
didn't
know
know
You
that.
out
DiCaprio
here
was there? I'm just
I
saying,
didn't
indulging
do
in
you
the
know
know
devil's
DiCaprio was there?
nectar? Hmm?
that. I mean, you have to think about all the New York City elites that must have went there too. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it probably goes all the way up to the top, if you catch what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
I
God
ain't
lives in
seen
that
Kirk
bitch.
Franklin. I ain't seen Kirk Franklin at a Diddy party. Praise the
Not
Lord.
yet.
No, he ain't
Nah,
going. He can't go to the one now. It's over for Diddy.
I'll say
You
I'll,
ain't know she was there before.
I'll say this though, right? History has shown us with Epstein, we are not going to know who has been at these parties, especially if, like Sean said, I'll use Sean's
Higher up.
big S word. If anything nefarious was going down, we are not going to know unless they want to just single out.
I like
Unless
that
they just want to
nefarious word.
single
I'm gonna
out
start
one or
using
two
that.
people, right? Because, bro, like they did a whole. Remember, MTV did like commercials on this back in the day where they had people like, "Ain't nothing like a Diddy party. You gotta go."
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
Facts.
and again,
Trying to influence us out there. You see them? Tried to get us. They tried to pipe us.
But that's when we just thought that
Nasty bastards.
it was only a party, you know.
that we know of, that we
Josh, you
saw.
know what I mean
That's what
by
I'm
the
saying. We
Pied
thought.
Piper?
Sorry, when you say a Pied Piper, I think of R. Kelly when he keeps singing that in his songs. It's the Pied
well,
Piper.
pretty
Like,
much he's a real life
Nah,
Pied Piper.
it's a fairy
He's
tale
a real
story.
life
I,
Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper, he played his
He
little
used
yeah,
music.
flute and
Yeah,
had
he
the
used
kids
music to
follow him and
attract
the
kids,
shit.
yeah. That's why I'm saying R. Kelly referred to himself as the Pied Piper.
and then he put them in. He put them in prison.
Because he was attracting
That's
kids.
what I'm
And
saying.
and they tried to Pied Piper us through commercials back in the day. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
like a Diddy party. Everybody wanted to be
yeah,
there.
I agree.
Listen,
I
I'll,
agree.
I'll say I'll say this, yo.
That other group we
Hold
can't
on, wait a
mention helped
second.
them out.
When did kids get involved? I haven't heard that there were any kids at this
Since
party. I'm
Well,
Usher.
talking about
Since
at the
Usher.
Diddy party. I haven't
no,
heard about kids
no,
being
we
there.
didn't say anything about kids.
Since
Oh, no,
Hold
you didn't.
on. We
Usher.
didn't say anything about kids at the Diddy party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I
Oh,
want to clarify that we're not saying there's any kids that was at the Diddy party. We don't know. We don't know. Um,
I know Usher woke up in his bed arguing over some cereal. They both admitted that.
one last one last thought on it, on Diddy's situation, unless anybody has anything else, is that so the original question was, what if any accountability do we assign to Cassie? And as a you know, just as a regular human looking, yeah, I do have those same questions as you guys, where it's like, why, right? And I'm telling you, listen, man, everybody got the answers for her, right? Because everyone wants her to be a victim of that stuff. We know she was a victim of DV, unfortunately, right? We saw that. That's horrible. We don't agree with that. He should be in jail.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He should-
Never at all. You shouldn't have kicked her down no hallway in the
I,
hotel. None of that. Did you wowed out putting your hands
facts.
on her like that?
I'm not so sure again about all the sexual stuff, but again, but
She
then
like that.
again, this guy. Then again, I don't know. Like I know what grooming is. I don't know psychologically all the things I could do to somebody, and I have to put that out there.
Cassie is nasty. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Nasty. Thank you,
Nah,
Josh.
who did it?
I don't care what I'm
Who
groomed
did it?
for. When I'm able to get away,
nah.
I'm out
Diddy's
of there.
nasty, bro. You saw what he did with his nipples? Oh, you heard what he did?
I didn't say he wasn't.
Did you hear that? Though?
Well, I'm putting the accountability on Cassie now. Let's give this
Hey,
woman her accountability. We already know Diddy nasty. Why we gotta keep saying that about him? Why we gotta bring him up
I'm
with
just
her?
making
Let
sure
her take her own
everybody
shit.
knows
You nasty,
that we're
Cassie.
saying it takes two to tangle.
You got them freak calls and you
Put
wanted to be
most of the blame
with the
on
oil
Diddy,
coming down your butt crack.
but
Hold
I'm not
on, yeah.
saying
Hold on, y'all over
that
talking.
Cassie's innocent.
Hold on,
So,
say it again, because y'all was over talking each other.
so most of the blame I put on Diddy, but I'm not saying that Cassie is innocent in this no way whatsoever. No how you can say that she was groomed, but once you leave, and 2 years later, you try to come back. That's when I say, hey, this is on you now.
So then she deserves 50% of the blame. She got away
Well,
and came back.
well, like I said, it's a RICO case, so they might be building it as if she was, a part of the criminal
That's why
organization.
she need immunity. Because she can go to jail for some of the shit that went on with them.
What else?
And
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
also like to say that as I get more information, my opinion might change.
Mm-hmm.
But based on
Yeah,
what I
my
know
opinion
now,
gonna change.
based on what I know now, it seems like she was involved.
deeply,
Also a victim.
deeply involved. Don't
But
just say
she has
involved,
to change.
deeply.
All right,
Yeah,
Gene.
we're gonna see, man. Wasn't there? Big S, didn't you have a topic, Big S, that you want to discuss?
I
No.
mean, I said a few.
You
Plus,
know,
I mean, it's all right.
you want to talk about your dude, Ibrahim, Captain Ibrahim Trio?
We'll wait on him.
You sure?
We'll wait on. We'll wait
Oh
on him.
man, you
What
scary,
happened
man.
with
Yeah,
Ibrahim?
yeah.
He's scary. He don't want to talk about this guy. Should I? Should
Why
I
not?
be?
What's going on? What's
Should
up?
I beep, I'll beep out the
Yeah,
name. I'll beep out the
He a
name when I
gangster or
find out
something?
somebody knows.
you know what? I'll wait. I could wait. I could wait till next time. I
He
could
a
wait.
gangster or something? Or
He's
is he
scared.
part of the other ethnicity group that you can't talk about?
No,
Because
no,
Gene
no.
told me not to mention him.
No, no, no. He's not a part of that. He's a
Oh,
Pan
okay.
African.
Name like Ibrahim, you gotta ask.
I'm crazy. All right. So wait on that. You scary boy. You scary.
Scary. Yo, lob it up to me, Sean. I got you.
Nah, I'm gonna make sure I beat that part out too, so nobody, because boy, you sweating. I see you glistening over there. It's gonna be
Yeah,
all right.
man. I mean, I just gotta wait and
Actually,
see what
you know
happens. I
what?
guess.
I got a topic we could talk about.
What's up?
Let's go, Josh.
All right, so I want to talk about toxic leadership. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, as far
Hmm.
as that being the military, you see that all around. I've actually grew up around toxic leadership. It was because like my first enlistment, I was ready to get out because I've had
Oh, I
leaders that
thought you were
just
talking about
talk
us.
down on me, that just didn't give a damn. They just say, just do what you're told. And at first, I was like, you know what, this ain't for me. I'm about to get out. Screw this. But then I started to realize, you know what, I could be a better person than them. That way, when the next generation come in and I come up, I'm gonna teach them the right way versus the wrong way.
Mm.
I made it. That's how I made it far in life today in the Marine Corps. So, and it's not just in the
Oh,
military. Like you get in like different like corporations, you get in like restaurants. No matter what job you are, there's always that toxic leadership that makes you think like, you know what? If they're like this, I just want to get out. So I wanted to ask you
I'm
guys.
fucking proud of you, Josh. You
So
stayed in
I,
there to make it better. You ain't run away. I'm
yeah,
proud of you.
I almost did. I'm not gonna lie. I almost did. I actually wanted to be like, you know what, screw this. But then I started thinking in the back of my head. I was like, you know what?
I was
Oh,
gonna beat your ass for quitting because you made us look soft from slow bomb.
anyway, I was thinking like, you know what? I don't want to leave the Marine Corps like this without accomplishing, making sure like accomplishing that I take care of my Marines because I wanted them to show like, hey, it's not like this everywhere you go. I'm gonna treat you the right way. So I wanted to ask like you guys from your point of views as far as one, have you guys experienced toxic leadership? And two, how did you guys handle it?
Uh, yeah. I have experienced toxic leadership. That's mine, but yeah, I did just recently. That's why I made the career change. To be honest, a lot of people don't know that because I don't like to. I never like to really talk bad about a previous leader or regime I was under. However, anyone that's watching this that has worked with me for the years that I've been in management knows how I treat people as people beyond the shirt or organization that we represent or wear, right? And it was very stressful, man. I had just, we just had the second baby. I'm coming back. The baby's 3 4 months, and there was zero work life balance, super micromanaging. The environment was just negative. I'm talking about to where the line level, it was very emotionally and mentally taxing because every day the as we call them, right, the line level employees or team members, they always need to talk to me about how this person was treating them, and that person is running the show. And
Right,
especially
right.
especially where I came from an environment where it's called it what it was. Like I was the man. I ran the show without having the show title, so I was really able to put,
Sound like
yeah,
me right
I was
now.
able to put my perspective and positivity on the environment and allow that to flourish and thrive. So then when I went to an environment that was completely opposite and only cared about results by any means necessary and not the true development of the whole being, just what that being could do for the company, it really rubbed me the wrong way, and ended up being a blessing in disguise, which put me in a way better position today to where now I run the show. It's a super positive environment. I have more time with my family, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say it's crazy. I don't even want to say I ran away because when I put in the application for where I'm at now, I literally didn't get a call till like 2 months later, and I had made up my mind that, you know what, I just was gonna stick it out and continue to be the best I can be, like you said, for everybody else, and build upon that. But once my opportunity came
Mm-hmm.
to leave that environment, I was like, unfortunately, I'm out. I got to go somewhere to where I'm appreciated, not tolerated, somewhere to where positivity does matter, and that the people that work here matter. And that was it for me. So that's pretty much how I handled it. I still tried to do the best that I could. I was super positive. Every time I came into work, they were very very happy. They wanted to know who was going to be at work today, if you know what I mean, because I don't want to put nobody on
Yeah.
blast. And once they found out that there was only certain people there, including myself, it made their day better. So the same thing like you, Josh. I just continue to be like positive and try to reinforce them. But I chucked the deuces when I got the great opportunity. I chucked the deuces.
No, I respect that.
Well,
I
well,
respect that.
well. Don't say unfortunately you had to leave. You had to be out. You did the right thing because if you wasn't being appreciated where you was at, you stuck it out till you, and you did the smart thing too. You ain't just quit and didn't have nothing else. You put something in. When it came
But
through, you went and got it.
Josh made a
Now,
great point, which is why I say that, right? Because when you spend so much time in an organization, there are personal goals that you want to achieve. And
right,
And right now, for
definitely.
me, there will be one goal that I was not able to achieve for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I just
Mm-hmm.
was not able to achieve it. So I have to, whatever, leave that where it's at, right? But so that's where the unfortunate part comes from because just as someone that is always looking to strive and be better, it does feel like unfortunate because you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you left one of your works undone.
Something undone. You left something undone.
But in your case, it was to make you
But,
better. It was to
but
make the
yeah,
environment better for you. So
Yeah.
you still did the right thing, and you're actually influencing better people where you're at right now because they're
Yeah.
looking at you in a positive light. So that's what matters, in my opinion. But what about you, Big S?
So for
yeah.
me, I mean, so I had a lot of great bosses, and then I had some not so good bosses. For the great ones, they always admitted when they were wrong or they didn't know anything. And I think that the toxic bosses are usually the ones that fake it until they make it and they start to make up answers and they lead you just down the wrong path and they're critical. And I think if you want to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. So if you are bad
Agree.
Mm-hmm.
at
Agree.
being a follower, then you shouldn't be a leader because you're automatically going to be toxic because you never learned how to follow or how to lead or how to listen. So
Mm,
I won't speak bad about anybody at my job, but yes, there's a few that I felt were bad at following, but now they are in leadership. But I won't write them off yet. I think that they can
Mm-hmm.
grow or they'll retire soon. So, but
yeah, I get
I'm not
that. I
leaving
get
my
that.
job.
I
So
get it. I get that, man. What about you, JS?
Well, well, to answer your question with the toxic leadership, I've been through it in multiple places, you know, and to be truthfully honest, I seen where toxic leadership made the overall morale of the workers that were there just come down. And the reason I said that Gene sound like me is because like he did the leadership things without having the actual leadership role yet. He just took over because like that's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I would come in there, like I was working at the casino one time. I was washing dishes, but I named myself the Red Porter Ranger because we was called porters, and people knew that when I came in there, I needed my red and my black apron. You know what I'm saying? Like even the managers made sure that I had what I had, and they would ask me what was needed for the day to go on. But they weren't great leaders. I gotta say that they were not great leaders. I had to compensate for their mismanagement, and then like, even moving on to other companies. I became a supervisor at a moving company that I was at because like I basically took it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't asked to be a supervisor. I ended up doing supervisor shit. Like I had people lined up where I needed them to be lined up at. You know what I'm saying? Like and ended up being a supervisor that way. And like even when I went on to another company, you know what I'm saying? Like everywhere I go, I bring me. But the toxic management that's there, when I notice it, I try to compensate for it with like the kind of personality I got. Because like I'm not gonna be someone that's gonna be at work and be sick of being there. I'm gonna have my fun. Like even doing security now. I do top flight where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the flashlight out the desk, all that. People come in there, I'm checking their bags with a flashlight. Like and they be cursing my coworkers out. Like that bitch can't check my bag. But they come back to me to let me check them. And I just became a security guard not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? With toxic management, you gotta know what you bring to the table in order to not let toxic management take you out of your element of being able to work.
And it's because of that, because you bring positive everywhere you go. You make sure that, hey, I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna make fun for everybody. I'm making fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make fun for me. I don't make fun for everybody. I make fun for me. Like, they just happen to get the residual effect. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I gotta figure out a reason to want to be there.
Facts. Like y'all, like obviously I'm not gonna say what it is, but y'all see like my social media. Like I'm all in. Y'all see what I do, how it engages people, and look, man, that's like you spend a lot of like think about it when you're in school and work, right? Unless you know, no matter what, when you're working, you're trying to provide, you spend a lot of your time there. So for me, I'm like, and I tell people this, I tell my team members this, I'm like, yo, like you spend a lot of your time here. We got to focus on having fun. We're gonna get the job done. We're gonna get the job done. Let's make sure we having fun too, because yo, you come in here every day and you spend 7 to 8 hours a day here. That is a long time. I don't care. I know that's the standard. That's still a long time, even though that's the standard.
That stuff is a long time out the day to be around one
25%
area.
of your day at one place. That's literally what that is. 25% of your day. So why wouldn't you want to make the most of that 25%?
33%.
Make it
Say that
the
again.
best.
33%.
Whatever technicality, man.
I
33. You're
mean,
right.
I,
My bad. 33. I'm counting like a day and a half. 33%. Even worse. Even worse. I gotta stop hanging out with Sean. My math been messed up ever since.
First of all, you wasn't hanging out with me. Don't do that, liar.
I'm
These group.
glad you said.
You
I'm
got
glad you
it.
said that, Gene, because one of the things I love about being a Marine is that every single day we work, we hate each other. But the funny thing is, the one time we love and respect each other is when we have our Marine Corps ball, which is basically like a prom that we have every year. We just celebrate the Marine Corps birthday, and that's the one time we just love each other and
Oh,
just we can
big
celebrate and
defaults.
everything. But then
Yeah.
after that, we just go back to hating each other.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know,
Say, yo, fuck you for platoon 7 over here,
It's like,
nigga.
but
it's like,
Bugging
man,
you
out.
know
you
why?
fuck.
Because recognition could cure a lot of issues. And
Mhm.
that's what that ball is.
It
That
really
ball is
can.
recognizing everyone, right? You're recognizing everyone
Yep.
for being a part of this beautiful family that happens to be the Marines, you know? So yeah.
You know something? What you said is powerful right now because I always say this to people. Appreciation is an addiction. You ain't got to do nothing else but appreciate me. And I swear to God, I'll go as hard as I can for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it is in this organization.
That's it.
Yeah. Little recognition. When people ask if you're a boss or you pay people whatever to get a job done, when you ask what else can you provide to them besides a paycheck, it's letting them know that they exist and they really help. Like that goes a long way.
For
Goes a
real.
long way, man. Long way.
Yo, Sean, watch I'm about to put G on the spot though. You a hiring boss. Can I get a job, bro? For real.
Uh, what y'all laughing at? why y'all,
Dude, I'm
why y'all
dead
think everything a
serious.
joke? I don't think the travel's gonna be.
Yeah, this ain't no joke. I'm dead
That's
serious. I
what.
need a job. Man, like I'm trying to get something that I can really trust because this security shit, like I can
Travel.
tell I'm about to get fucked up in here because this lady getting on my
Okay,
fucking
brother,
nerves.
relax. First of all, I hear you. Second of all, if you were closer, yes, but the travel's not gonna be worth it.
Just let them stay with you,
What,
G.
you talking about Connecticut? I'll get on the Metro North. It's only 25 minutes, Gene.
No, it's
Don't do
not.
this to me.
AJS,
No, it's not.
AJS, you could join the military.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You watch your fucking mouth, Josh.
It's not. If it was,
Yeah, Sean.
if it,
Why don't you
You could
be?
join the Navy.
Thick ass women soldier.
you already got a baldy. You ain't gotta cut your hair no more. You good.
Yeah, you could join the Navy.
Nah, but I gotta deal with somebody going, get up right now, boy. And I gotta be like, yes, sir, yes. Nah, my nigga, who you talking to? Like, I'm a grown ass
Only for
man.
like 2 months.
Fuck is
Only
wrong
for
with
like
you?
2 months, and you good.
I can't do it for 2 hours. Ask the CEOs that was in jail with me. Them niggas used to bring in fucking like quiz shits to like entertain me for the day. Dead ass. I had a CEO that would fucking bring in cards that had these fucking like these questions on it that you had to solve, and he was like, "Yo, you solved these shits the fastest I ever seen anybody solve them." I ain't gonna. I don't do well with a like that kind of authority. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do whatever you ask me to, but don't jump in my face talking about you better, because that's how I got fired from the casino.
Dang, yo, Sean.
I told the niggas like the nigga yelled at me right quick. I had to walk in the office. I closed the door. I said, "Yo,
Yo,
in
Sean.
here, you my
Sean.
manager. Outside, you don't mean shit, bro."
Sean.
There it
Have
is.
you ever quit a job
What's
before?
up?
Have you
Huh?
ever quit a job before? Because I always hear. So this is how
Nah,
I got
I have.
fired from the.
I quit certain jobs to go to something else that was paying me more. I just had multiple jobs. Like I quit certain jobs to go to something that was
All right,
paying
good,
me
good,
more. I
good,
did do
good.
that.
I'm
Well,
just
at
messing with
least you don't have to
Right.
ask him what you asked Lester. Like, how did you get fired? Sean, we know how Sean gets fired.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell the truth. I went in the manager office. I closed the door. I said, "Yo, in here, you my manager. Outside, you don't mean shit, bro. Don't talk to me like I'm your fucking dog. You can actually do whatever, but don't come in there talking about some yo, snapping at me, talking about get on it. Get on what? You talk to me with some fucking respect." Yo, when I turned around, it was four security guards like waiting for me. Them niggas had the nerve to like grab me by my arm. They had my feet dragging a little bit. Them niggas knew me. I said, "Yo, I'm a grown up. You ain't gotta drag me. I'll walk with
Wait,
y'all.
wait,
Fuck
you
is
really
wrong with
got thrown
y'all?"
out like Jazz?
They ain't throw me, but they definitely had me under my arms like on both sides, and it was four of them niggas. It was one in front, one in back, and two holding my arms, and like my toes was kind of dragging a little bit. Like I could walk a little bit, but like I was a little. They had me up higher than my
They hemmed
height.
them up. That's all they did. They hemmed them up.
Oh man,
They ain't hit me up, guys. They got under my
They had him the
arms,
chicken wing.
and they was asking me the whole way. They was like, "Yo, please, bro, because I fucks with you. Don't wild out. This is my job." So that's why I didn't swing on them, because I was gonna pop on one of them. I'm not gonna lie.
that's crazy. She.
But I realized that it's your job. You got to do that. I'll help you look good.
It's crazy, but it's not surprising.
No, but I'm just picturing it now, like with his
Yeah,
feet
I am
dragged a
too.
little bit, then he trying to walk.
Yo, they have me over like my tippy toe was touching the floor, like, and I could get like a couple skips off, and then
Dag,
I feel my shit go back in the air. I'm like, yo, these niggas is really carrying me.
yo, they didn't even let him clean his locker out. They just take it out.
I never used a lock. I used to bring my book bag to the back to the top with me. He wasn't supposed to. I ain't gonna lie, I used to book them for everything. I had wild gummy bears, beers, all that shit. Nigga, I was booking them niggas.
At work?
Yeah, and then at night, nigga,
Now,
I was taking all the chicken wings and French fries, selling them shits on the block.
self
All right,
made.
all
Now,
right, all right.
hey, big ass Josh. Now, yeah, I remember he said he gonna put me on the spot and ask me that question. You got your answer, brother. It don't matter how close you is.
Yo, G, you gotta understand, I would never do that to you, bro. Yeah, you gotta understand what they was doing to us in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was sending me to 3 different floors to wash dishes. You feel me? I had to compensate somewhere.
Oh, not the chicken wings and fries though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's sell quick in the hood.
Yo, man. Look, we gotta we're gonna be back with y'all next week, man, with some more topics. We're gonna get out of here for this one. This is the fifth one. 5 weeks in a row, man. So a month in a week. Okay, that's it's five, right? It's five. That's number five.
Yes, sir.
No, that's real quick before we get. That's really crazy. We legit was talking about it one week, and the next week we
Did
were
it?
just doing
The
it.
next week we was on it.
It
And
came
it's
so fast, I couldn't even stop it.
I know y'all was worried about doing this shit with me. That's why I recorded the disclaimer and shit.
you
But I'm glad
know,
that y'all agreed to get on here with me. I know
big
I,
ass. That's how most dudes have problems. They just happen so fast they can't even control. That's how you end up with kids. yo, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, man. It's another one. That's the guy.
please do.
We'll holler at y'all later. I think so. Yeah.
Deuces.
Peace.